welcome to Living It Country. I'm Holly, and today we have another beautiful farmhouse styled home to tour today, and that is Emily from Weathered Wares & Co. And she has a beautiful vintage primitive farmhouse styled home that's absolutely stunning. You all are just going to absolutely adore it. So I'm so excited to have her here on the channel today and to tour her home. She's got beautiful antiques, beautiful decor, and she styles it so well. You guys are gonna get tons of inspiration and new ideas from her. So I'm gonna have her linked down in the description box so you guys can check out her Instagram, follow her, and go support her and her business. So I'm so excited to have her here today. I'm all about supporting small businesses, so I always have them linked in the description box below. So make sure you guys check that out. And let's go ahead and welcome Emily here today and go tour her home.
Well, hi you guys, my name is Emily from Weathered Wares & Co. And I just want to say thank you to Holly for inviting me to be here with you guys. It's my honor to be here on the Living It Country channel. I'm excited to share my home with you. I live in a 2011 Craftsman style home. We were the first owners, however, it was already built. We didn't get to pick any of the finishes, but that's okay. You can tell that I quickly was able to make it my own here with the style that we have throughout our house. I guess I should explain that I am an antique dealer. I've been a dealer since about 2013. My parents grew up with primitives and antiques. I grew up with primitives and antiques, and so they've been part of our homes for so many years. So it just comes naturally to decorate my home that way. I was going to start here with this great giant green beast, which is one of my favorite pieces. There is the entryway into our home. This guy was probably one of the very first huge pieces that I bought, huge, big cupboards that I bought. And I love it because it offers me a ton of storage down there behind those doors, which I will not open for you. And then here on the shelves, I'm able to twirl those out seasonally, thematically, for all sorts of occasions, holidays, so on and so forth. So during my kids' birthdays, I'll make a little birthday vignette in there. Of course, for 4th of July, Christmas, Thanksgiving, things kind of get moved around, shuffled around often. But for spring, it's now May here in Georgia, I wanted to keep it light and bright, so I've just recently moved all of my ironstone here inside, and I'm loving that. I've got a couple of little stools right there that I love, and a sap bucket with a tree. And then up at the top, all of my little grain sifters and some crocks. Like I said, it is May, so we have been dealing with the coronavirus now for almost 2 months, just about 2 months. A few days shy of that. Now, been able to complete a lot of projects because of that. And this little antler rack is one. I was able to paint the base and then cover the mount in an old antique flour sack. That was fun to do, and I just tied it up there in the middle of the grain sack. If you come over here, I have a little antique child's desk chair. I bought the desk and the chair, really only wanting the chair, and it's one of the beauties of having a little antique store. You control things in and out of your home very easily, so I was able to just kind of keep that section, which I needed for that space. I love this little sign. I like to read it on the way out the door. I'm sure you guys have seen that before. If we twirl around this way, you're gonna see my dining room. This space gets used a lot lately because of the coronavirus and being quarantined. This is where two of my kiddos do their schoolwork. So since we've all been home now for so many weeks, I have changed out the table setting and such. This is something easy that they can move off to the side and then feel comfortable spreading out and doing their homework there, which is fantastic. If you come over here, you'll see this little glass case. I love this. I love smalls, and by that I mean just all of these little antique-y things that I find that are small and tiny and that I love. And so because I love them, I want them to be seen, and little cabinets help me to be able to display them in a fun way, but also keep them organized so it's not just kind of sporadic all throughout my house. So you'll see I have lots of things in cabinets. My eye sees these cabinets as just one unit as opposed to lots of little things. I don't know if that makes sense or not. If you come back around this way, you're gonna see a grandfather clock. And what's special about that is that it's actually my grandfather's clock. He made this back in 1973. And I was actually married on gross seal. This is actually going to be going upstairs, but I'm excited that it's still down here so that I could share it with you all. We just shiplapped the room over our 3-car garage, and I think that's going to get put in that room. Moving on, I have this little married piece, if you will. So I married this bottom piece that I found at a yard sale actually for $25. And this piece that I got at an auction, I believe for right around the $100 mark. So I am definitely a thrifty shopper, which is great because I'm able to twirl things in and out. I like to do that a lot. I guess my husband says, unfortunately, I love it. Anyway, for the spring, I put in all of my clear ball jars, which is something my dad picked up for me from a lady who was getting rid of them, and I was happy to receive those. You can see I've got some wildflowers here. Because we're dealing with the virus, I'm only going out right now for essentials. And when I've been wanting some colors, lots of colors, I just go outside and clip what nature gives us. So that is the wildflowers there, and a little trophy, if you will, and then some antique candy jars. Those are the round jars up top, which I love. Panning over this way, this is an olive tree that I've actually had to bring inside because it's been pretty chilly here the last couple of evenings, but he looks good there today for sure. If you come over this way, another special piece is this this little painting that was in my grandmother's room that I remember growing up, and I'm so tickled to have it. It's very, very special to me, and I like that the pops of white match this little chest, if you will, that I painted since we've all been home. Another project that I got knocked out, and I love that. If you come over here, this is our quote unquote mudroom. This is our garage door here, and this is about all you got. And that's okay though, we make do with what we have. I've got the locker baskets, which usually hold schoolwork and such. Because we're not in school mode, I haven't had to use that. An antique old window there with a little basket with some faux greenery. That has to be faux just because of the lack of light. This family sign is something that I made. I just took an old board that I think we probably picked up on the side of the road, and that little family, galvanized family, was something from I believe Joanne, so that was just a fun find. If you come over here, this is gonna be my kitchen area, but I just wanted to show you, I have a framed meat sack, if you will. It's a grain sack, but I love the content, the subject matter, and it's perfect for the kitchen area. So I've got that here. If you're coming to our kitchen, you can see I kind of have a little bit of everything going on in here. I have a whole bunch of bowls up at the top, which I love. And that's just our refrigerator. That's the room to our laundry room. That's one of my favorite signs. It came from the same antique shop as the green cupboard. I love that one. And then if you come here, I've got all of my old scales up top. Not all of them. I have old scales all around my house. I'm going to pan out a little bit. And then behind the glass cabinets are all of the dishes and things that we use every day, our day-to-day things. I have a little coffee station, I guess you would say, right here. And then I love this little space. Right here we hold all of our chargers in that bottom box. That's a telephone box, an old antique telephone box that I just put on its back. And then the Mississippi glass holds all of my recipe cards. So those are things that I can access easily, but I don't have the clutter of the paper or the cords and so on and so forth. And then you can just see I have my mashers here. I love that inside the scoop. And then this old little pan, which is so fun. I'm gonna come back around this way really quickly, my kitchen area. I know it's a little bit dark, I'm so sorry. You can definitely see that it's an open floor concept right now, can't you? Over here I have just little spice jars, which I love. I did take them out for this video, but inside that bowl we put our tissues. And then over here, just another little vignette. Again, those are flowers that I cut from our front yard, actually. Those are blooming right now. And let me see if I can come over here. Try not to make you dizzy. This piece here with the enamel top has got a fun story. My neighbor and I switch pieces of furniture often. And she has a big buffet of mine and the bed that I actually slept in as a child. And this was her grandfather's piece here with the enamel top. And so we trade often, which I love. And so that's fun. You can twirl things in and out of your home for free that way, which is always so fun. Love my glass window here. It's actually the same window that is over, try not to make you dizzy, that is over there with the greenery hanging out. I just flipped it upside down because one of the panes was broken, and you never know. This also is fun and interesting. This is actually the kitchen table that I ate on as a child. I grew up eating here, every meal here. And right now, because we're in quarantine and my 10-year-old has to access the computer quite often, we brought the computer and set this up right here so that we can monitor him and make sure he stays on task. And so that's actually worked out great. What he does is just take this little chair and flip it around, and he does his schoolwork there. I have made them all go upstairs so that I could get this video done for you guys. All right, this is probably one of my favorite views of my house. Let me scoot back and just kind of show it to you in its totality. I love my ledge there. I have a huge dough bowl. I love the patina on that. That was an auction score. I believe I paid $75 for it. It's fantastic with the metal strapping and everything. And then the tapering crocks and bowls, I love. We'll come over and talk about this little cabinet. This also came from the same antique shop as the green cabinet, and I call it my crown cabinet because it's got the little triangle top there, and I just love it. It is, I don't know, maybe I love this one more than the green, I'm not sure. I love the detail on the handles. It also offers a lot of storage down below, and then I'm able to really deck it out. I changed this out a lot too. If you check my Instagram, you'll see I just posted a picture of this. I have two sons and a daughter, and my two sons they jokingly gave my jugs little hats. So I thought that was cute. I've left it that way. You can see I have a scale and an old cake box, the water jugs there. If you come this way, just a simple tablescape. Again, this is where another one of my three children does his homework. Porter, like I said, he typically is at that computer, so he spreads out all along this table. So I kind of am keeping the tablescapes very simple these days. Over here, I'm not sure if you can see it very well. This is probably one of my favorite pieces. It's an old Sunbeam coffee crate, and I adore this piece. It was something that I found out of a field. It was a field sale. Again, a fantastic price, I think 75 bucks, but it is priceless to me. Just the stories that come along with the finds and having those memories attached to the physical item just makes things so special. And then this is just a little vignette that I did for Instagram. I did them in my story, so I like to do that from time to time and kind of give you guys inspiration. Just some cutting boards, and then I hope that wasn't too dark. Okay, this is much better. If you look here, this is another one of my favorites. It's a chippy white cabinet I brought home July of last year. I have stuffed it with some of my favorite things, which are bread boxes. Of course, you can tell the bread and cake there at the top is a gift from my dad. The galvanized one below that is a gift from my dad. And then these other two I have found here and there. If you do check me out on Instagram, right now, especially during quarantine, I've been doing a segment called Pickin' with Pops, and my dad and I talk about antiques together, which is a whole lot of fun. He and I do picking together when we're not dealing with the virus. We do a lot of that online. I kind of show you my paths and my the way that I go and get the things that I use and the things that I resell and the things that I love. So you can check that out if it's something you are interested in. I've got a mirror there that came from an estate sale, which I love, and it kind of helps bounce the light because it can get dark in my kitchen. One of the things I will share is in here, you can see I've done kind of like an ode to my grandmother. Oops, a couple of my little ironstone dishes have fallen, but that's okay. That is a sugar cookie recipe. My grandmother's handwriting, several of her recipe cards are back there. And I just really wanted to kind of have that stage somewhere where I could enjoy it here in my kitchen. Again, kitchen is the heart of the home, and ours is definitely busy with this being an open floor plan and all. But Oh, that's my favorite little chippy stool right there. I love that. Oh, and that flower actually goes outside, but it was chilly last night, so I brought it in. Bar stools. I'm probably a bargain shopper, so these bar stools came from Front Gate, and they didn't have all of the black or all of the linen, so I just mismatched. It came from their outlet store out in Atlanta. So yes, over here, just some milk jars with the flowers cut from our front yard. This cabinet is also fun. It was my mom's cabinet, my mom's mother's cabinet from Canada. One of the only pieces I have from them. My mom's French Canadian, didn't speak any English for 25 years. So I am semi-fluid. I love the demijohn. I love the tapering bottles. I love old glass. Just a little flower sack for texture. This is actually my grandmother's trunk that she would have had her doll clothes in. You can hear my kids upstairs, I'm so sorry. So that is also a special piece. Love the old broom. Now, you can tell I really like collections, but if you look at my mantle, I like to keep that minimal because I don't like my eye to have to fight for what's going on in the television. So that's our mantle. There's not a lot going on. We just have that little thin box, which is where we place our remotes and the little flower that loves the light there. And then if you pan out over here, you can see this is our couch area. The couch is probably one of my favorite pieces too. This was a custom couch and I worked hard to earn the money to get it, but I pieced it together. I definitely needed something that would fit this space and not block everything with our open floor plan. And we keep things minimal just because the 3 kids, my husband and I, are living in this space constantly, but I do love layering. I do love texture. You can see the little books there with the ticking stripe and then just a little slab of old wood. This is fun. This is an old factory mold, and I've just layered my candles in there. And I love that look. We have a lot of candles. I do love candles. If you come over here, although this is a big wall, Mark and I have decided to kind of keep it simple. We have an architectural salvage piece, the little gingerbread, I guess that's what you'd call it, with the 2 lamps, and then this is an old ceiling tile, a tin ceiling tile, and we just use that there as our art. I love, love, love drippy candles, little stool, a little bushel basket over here, and trying not to get you guys too dizzy. I did want to mention this piece here. My husband and I were at the Pottery Barn outlet, and he found this big chippy square, I call it the square bullseye piece. And he said, Em, I know you love chippy. Look what I found. And I knew the moment that he picked it, that it needed to come home, because while he loves and supports me, I wouldn't say decor is his top priority at all, but the fact that he found something that he thought I would love just meant the world to me. So that came home. We're almost done. If you come over here, I just have an old column base with a plant on top, and the plant sitting in like an ironstone tureen. And then this is fun. This is just an old section off an old home that I've hung, and then I've put some antique cement scrolls. That's the kind that you would use the horsehair and stuff. I just needed something interesting to kind of break up all of the boxes, and that worked well. But yeah, this is my home. Thank you so much for taking a moment to watch. Again, thank you to Holly for having me, and please reach out to me on Instagram if you have any questions, or if you are interested in antiquing, estate sales, any of that. And thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great day.
A big thank you to Emily for opening up her beautiful home and sharing it with us here today. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you guys later on Living It Country. Bye.